Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel The Learning Field. This is Chandan, your host, and in this video we are going to solve the West Bengal set 2024 questions paper of mathematical science, and this is the first video of solutions of West Bengal set 2024. And in this lecture we will cover linear algebra, number 2, we will cover applied portion, classical mechanics, number 3 we will cover COV, and number 4 integral equation. These 4 topics we cover in this video. Fine. So let's start to solve the question. And before starting, I will request you, those who are new in my channel, please give a like to this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so let's start. So this is a question from linear algebra. It says that let beta equal to, given that exponential iota pi by 2 and the matrix is m equal to this one, then the trace of I3 plus m square is. Now this beta equal to, we can write cos pi by 2 plus iota sin pi by 2. So cos pi by 2 means 0 and sin pi by 2 means 1. So this is exactly iota. Fine. So beta equal to iota, and this is a triangular matrix, strictly a upper triangular matrix. Therefore eigenvalues EV of m are what? 1, beta and beta square. Fine. And beta equal to I. Now what is the eigenvalues of I? Eigenvalues of I3s are 1, 1 and 1. Eigenvalues of m are 1, beta and beta square. And eigenvalues of m square are, we all know that if lambda is an eigenvalue of m, then lambda square is an eigenvalue of m square. Sorry for disturbing. तो मेरा तबीयत अच्छा नहीं है थोड़ा, ठीक है. तो m स्क्वायर का आइगन वैल्यूज होगा 1, बीटा स्क्वायर एंड बीटा टू द पावर 4. दैट मीन्स द आइगन वैल्यूज ऑफ I3 plus m square are what? 1 plus 1 plus 1, this is one eigen value. Then 1 plus beta square, this is one eigen value. And 1 plus beta square plus beta to the power 4. This is the third eigenvalue. That means 3, 1 plus iota square means minus 1, and 1 iota square means minus 1, and iota to the power 4 means 1. So this is implies 3, iota and 1. That means trace of this I3 plus m square is equal to 3 plus iota plus 1, that is equal to 4 plus iota. This is the correct answer, option D. Fine. Next question. This one, it says that suppose T1 and T2 be two linear operators on R2 such that T1 x1 x2 is equal to x2 x1, then oh, sorry for describing, x1 x2 is equal to x1 and 0. Fine. Now we first check whether this option T1 T2 and T2 T1 are equal or not equal. Now so T1 and T2 of x1 x2 is equal to T1 T2 of x1 x2 means this is x1 and 0, and this means just these two are changed, so this is equal to 0 and x1. Fine. Now T2 T1 of x1 x2 is equal to T2 T1 of x1 x2 means x2 x1, and this is equal to x2 0. And clearly this T1 T2 is not equal to T2 T1. Fine. We don't need to check the further options. Here we get this option A is correct. Next question. Question number 18. It says that T from R3 to R3 be a linear transformation defined by T of ABC equal to this, then the nullity of T equal to. Now this is a 3 by 3 matrix. If we convert this linear transformation, or that is right, the matrix of the linear transformation, suppose empty, then we can write the coefficient matrix 1 2 minus 1 0 1 1 and 1 1 minus 2. Fine. Now we find the rank of this matrix, and if the matrix have whole rank, that is, if we get rank of m is equal to 3, that means nullity is what? Nullity of m, this is equal to, because this is a transformation from 3 to 3, 3 minus 3, this is equal to 0. And if we get this 3 or this 2, then we get this minus 2, this is equal to 1, right? This is the concept used here. So now we first find the rank of this matrix. Fine. 1 2 minus 1 0 1 1, and if we operate this operation, r3 prime equal to r3 minus r1. Fine. This is 0 minus 1 and minus 1. Now simple, r3 star equal to r3 plus r2 gives 1 2 minus 1 0 1 1 0 0 0, and clearly rank of this matrix M is equal to 2. That means nullity of this matrix M is equal to T minus 2. This means 1. Fine. So the nullity of T is equal to 1. Next, this one. It says that let A be a 2 by 2 matrix such that trace of A equal to date of A equal to A non-zero, then trace of A inverse is. So this is a very easy question. Fine. So suppose lambda 1 and lambda 2 are eigenvalues of A. Fine. So that means trace means what? Lambda 1 plus lambda 2 is equal to A, and date of A is equal to again A is equal to lambda 1 lambda 2. Fine. Now we know that if lambda is an eigenvalue of A, then 1 by lambda is an eigenvalue of A inverse. That means the eigenvalues of A inverse are what? 1 by lambda 1 and 1 by lambda 2. Fine. So we have to find the trace means 1 by lambda 1 plus 1 by lambda 2 is equal to lambda 1 plus lambda 2 by lambda 1 lambda 2. What is the answer? Okay, option B here. Fine. Now the next question, and I am really very sorry, मेरा तबीयत ठीक नहीं है तो इसलिए काशी हो रहा है मेरा, ठीक है. So this is the next question. It says that let B be a real vector space of all 3 by 3 real matrices and A equal to this one, then where ABC are non-zero real numbers, which of the following is not a subspace of V? Fine. So first we check the option A. Okay. Suppose x1 and x2 be two vectors. Fine. Then x1a is equal to a x1. We check whether the linear combination, sorry, we all know that if C first, and again x2a is equal to a x2. Fine. Now we check their linear combination, that is alpha x1 plus beta x2 into a. This is equal to a into this or not. Okay, so this is equal to alpha x1a plus beta x2 a. And now if alpha x1 equal to a x1, therefore we can write alpha into a x1 plus beta into a x2. This implies what? A into alpha x1 plus beta x2. That means this is belongs to the matrix or the vector space. Suppose if the V is the vector space, then this alpha x1 plus beta x2 into a, this is equal to, we done this one. That means this is a subspace. Fine, no problem. Now option B, it says that x plus a equal to a plus x. Suppose x1 and x2, if we take any two vector from the vector space V, then x1 plus a is equal to a plus x1 and x2 plus a is equal to a plus x2. Fine. Now alpha x1 plus beta x2 into plus a is equal to matrix addition is commutative, so this is equal to, we can write alpha x1 plus beta x2. Fine. So that means this is also subspace. Not subspace, this is wrong, this is wrong, these two both are subspace. Now we check the trace. Suppose x1 x2 belongs to B, so that means trace of ax1 equal to trace of ax2, these two equal to 0. Now trace of alpha into ax1, alpha ax1 plus beta ax2, this is equal to, we know that trace of a plus b equal to trace a plus trace b, so alpha into, ultimately we can write trace of ax1 plus beta into trace of a x2. Fine. So that means alpha into 0 plus beta into 0. So this is completely 0. That means these two are 0 implies this is also 0. That means this is also belongs to V. That means this is also subspace. Therefore this is also not correct. Therefore option B is correct. Fine. Next question, and this is the question from classical mechanics. This is also very easy problem. I already says many times that I have taken already a class on classical mechanics. Fine. And if you at least I think 56 minute का वो class है, ठीक है. And I must say that if you see or if you already seen this class of 56 minutes, then you can definitely questions of classical mechanics, which questions comes in West Bengal set. I मतलब मैं जो क्लास लिया था ना 56 मिनट का, उसमें मतलब पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन है कि क्लासिकल मैकेनिक्स से जो क्वेश्चंस आएगा वो उसमें रहेगा, ठीक है. एंड सेम ही हुआ है इस बार भी, ठीक है. तो क्लासिकल मैकेनिक्स का क्वेश्चंस कॉमन आया है, ठीक है, क्योंकि कॉन्सेप्ट कॉमन आया है मतलब. तो देखो क्या बोला है क्वेश्चन. लेट क्यू अल्फा एंड पी अल्फा बी द जनरलाइज्ड coordinates and generalized momentum respectively if h denotes the Hamiltonian and q alpha for alpha equal to alpha naught is an ignorable coordinate, then what happens? Fine. So we need to know first what is Hamiltonian equation. So Hamiltonian equations of motion. Fine. Hamiltonian equations of motion are qi dot is equal to del h del pi and pi dot this is equal to del h minus del h del qi. Fine. qi are the generalized coordinate and pi as the general momentum and h is equal to Hamiltonian. Okay, h equal to Hamiltonian. Now here says that for alpha equal to alpha 0, this q alpha is an ignorable coordinate. What is meaning of ignorable coordinate? Ignorable coordinate, or you must know the cyclic coordinate. Cyclic coordinate. What this actually means physically? This ignorable or cyclic coordinates means, fine. So a variable that DOS does not, a variable that does not appear explicitly in the Lagrangian or Hamiltonian. Fine. That means this we know that this del L del Qi del L del Qi is equal to minus del H del Qi. This is the Lagrangian to Hamiltonian, and ignorable coordinate means what? This del H, this is equal to 0 actually. That means this del H del Qi, sorry, this is del Qi dot, this is equal to 0, and here the I value is alpha equal to alpha naught. That means del H sorry, I think I made a mistake. So this ये तो ठीक है. So Qi dot, that means del Qi, sorry, Qi dot equal to del H del Pi. So Qi is just a second. So this del H del Q naught, no, ठीक है. So Q alpha naught dot, this is equal to 0. Fine. If this is cyclic coordinate or ignorable coordinate, then with respect to time or Qi dot mean times, this is equal to 0. And P I alpha not equal to minus del H del Pi. So this coordinate is equal to 0. If we put alpha equal to alpha not here, then this del H del Pi or this function actually Qi dot del H del Pi, this is equal to 0. So option A is the correct one. Fine. Oh, I am really very sorry. Now next question. This is also common concept from my video. If you see my video, so for what choice of A in the following transformation, phase space is a canonical transformation, represents general coordinate and general momentum. So this is a very basic problem. You just need to know, or you have to show that Jacobian of del PQ by del small p small q, this is equal to 1. This is the condition to be a transformation is canonical. Fine. This is also very common concept, and this is also covered in my video. So what is this means? This means actually del p in and del p del small q del capital Q del p small p and del q del small q is equal to 1. Fine. Now del p means what? This is implies p means q to the power n and 2 cos 2p. Fine. Del p del q means n q to the power n minus 1 sin 2p. Fine. Is equal to 1. Del q del p means minus 2 q to the power n sin 2p, and q means n q to the power n minus 1 cos 2p. Fine. Now if we break this determinant, then what happens? This two product means 2 n q to the power n plus n minus 1 cos square 2p plus 2q to the power n plus n minus 1 sin square 2p, this is equal to 1. Fine. Actually this will take common 2n q to the power 2n minus 1 cos square 2p plus sin square 2p, this is equal to 1. Fine. This implies 2n q to the power 2n minus 1, this is 1. This implies n into q to the power 2n minus 1, this is equal to 1 by 2. Now For what value of n from the options you can check is satisfied. So if n equal to 1, then q is present here, but no q is present. So this will discarded. If n equal to 2, then again q present here. No, this will discarded. If n equal to half, fine. So if we put here n equal to half and q to the power 1 minus 1 means 0 means 1. So that means half equal to half, satisfied, and n equal to minus 1 is also not satisfied, fine. So which value of n this satisfied? This is the work you have to do in this problem, fine. So option C is the correct one. Next. So this is a questions from calculus of variation, and very easy questions and common questions of CS and net. So jy equal to this, subject to y0 equal to this, y1 equal to this, infimum of gy value is you have to find. So this f equal to what? 2y plus y dash square. So Euler-Lagrange equation is what? Del f del y minus dx of del f del y dash is equal to 0. Fine. Del f del y means 2 minus ddx of del f del y dash means 2y dash 0. 2 minus 2y double dash, this is 0. Y double dash is equal to 1. Y dash equal to x plus constant. Y equal to x square by 2 plus cx plus suppose the c and d are constant. Now applying y0 equal to 1 is what? 1 equal to d, fine. Therefore y equal to x square by 2 plus cx plus 1. Now y1 equal to 1 gives 1 equal to 1 by 2 plus c plus 1. So 1 cancel from both sides. C equal to minus half, fine. So y equal to actually what? X square by 2 minus x by 2 plus 1. So this is the value of y. Now we have to find also the y dash. Y dash is equal to x minus half. Now integration 0 to 1, we have to put the value to find the integration. Y2y means x square minus x plus 2 and y dash whole square plus y dash means x minus half whole square, fine. This is dx. Implies 0 to 1 x square minus x plus 2 plus x square minus x plus 1 by 4 dx. This is equal to integration 0 to 1 2x square minus 2x and plus 9 by 4 I think dx. So this implies integration 0 to 1 2x square integration means x cube by 3, and if we put the limit then this gives 2 by only 3, fine, minus 2 into x square by 2 means 1 plus simple 9 by 4. LCM 8 minus 12 plus 27, fine. So I think this is 23 by 12. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. This is a question from integral equation. Okay. So it says by method of successive approximation the solution of the integral equation, but we don't go with this successive approximation because you have to find the solution. So whatever you method you can apply here. Okay. And since this is convolution type, so we can directly apply Laplace transform instead of this successive approximation. You can also solve by successive approximation, but I think this process is lengthy because of it is given here, it is of convolution form, so therefore we can directly apply Laplace transform. If this e to the power x minus t is not given here, this I think you all know that if this is gx minus t form into f of this t, this is of convolution type, right? So ux, so this is easy to solve. You need to solve, okay, just you said. So whatever the process you can apply, you should apply here. Integration 0 to x e to the power x minus t ut dt. So that's why you need to read the questions very carefully. That's why so this is you have to apply, or in this question you have to apply the successive approximation, but we should go with the Laplace transform, right? So taking Laplace transform, L of u L of u is equal to L of e to the power x plus L of e to the power x into L of u, fine. And suppose if we take L of u equal to u bar, then suppose s function, so L of e to the power x by 1 by s minus 1 plus L of e to the power x by 1 by x minus 1, and this is u bar of function of s. Suppose s is the transformation variable, okay. So this means 1 minus 1 by s minus 1 u bar is equal to 1 by s minus 1. So this implies s minus 2 by s minus 1 into u bar, this is equal to 1 by s minus 1. And u bar equal to 1 by s minus 2, fine. Now taking inverse Laplace, u bar s, okay. This implies u x is equal to e to the power 2x or 2 yes, ux equal to e to the power x. So this is the right one, and I did in this questions mistake in the problem. I just calculate without this plus, I calculate minus, and I get the answer this one. So this is very this is not actually acceptable, these types of mistakes, fine. It is where 2x is the answer, okay. Next question, you have to solve the resolvent kernel in the volatile integral equation. We use here a shortcut method to find the resolvent kernel, okay. So what is the tips? The tips is number 1, if kxt into k px this is equal to 1, and number 2, if kxx this is equal to 1 in case of volatile integral equation or pyramidal equation, then the resolvent kernel r x t lambda this is equal to kxt e to the power lambda into x minus t, fine. So here kxt equal to what is given 1, ktx equal to 1, and kxx equal to also 1. So these two conditions are satisfied. Therefore the resultant kernel is r x t lambda equal to kxt value is 1 into the power lambda into x minus t, fine. So option A is the correct one, fine. So these are the problems of linear algebra. And COV, IE and mechanics, fine. So please comment if you have any doubt in the solution of these questions, and if you have if you get help from this video, then definitely give a like to this video, share with your friends, and subscribe the channel, and don't forget to leave a comment of your opinion, okay. Thank you, bye, and good night. And sorry again for my क्या बोलूँ मैं वो थोड़ा बहुत दिक्कत हुआ, खांसी हुआ थोड़ा बहुत, ओके, so sorry for that.